Okay, good morning students. The last class we have revised history lesson 1 is in detail, advent of the Europeans. Today we are going to revise the lesson geography, rocks and soils. What is the heading? Rocks and soils. Geography lesson 1 we are going to revise. Okay, revision. Okay. So here already I told the rocks, isn't it? Rocks is, we can count the rocks in the uppermost layer of the earth, that is the lithosphere of the earth, isn't it? The lithosphere is otherwise known as the spheres of earth, rocks. Sphere means the region of rocks. Okay, so what is rocks? Rock is an aggregate means collection of one or more minerals. A rock is a aggregate of one or more minerals, isn't it? The study of rock is called petrology. The study of rock is called petrology. So that rock is in a solid state. So the rock is classified or divided into three types. They are the igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metaphormic rocks. What are the three types of rocks? Igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metaphormic rocks. Okay, that first igneous rocks. I told you the igneous rocks are formed by the solidification of molten magma or the solidification of lava. Okay, that the molten materials, when it is inside the earth, it is called magma. When that molten materials reached on the surface of the earth, it is called lava. Okay, so these igneous rocks are formed by the solidification of molten magma. Okay, so that igneous rocks we can found mostly in the regions of volcanic regions. Already we studied, isn't it, like that way. So these igneous rocks are again divided into two. What are they? Extrusive igneous rocks and intrusive igneous rocks. I told X means out, in means inside. Extrusive means when the lava or the molten magma reached on the surface of the earth and it cooled down and solidified and formed the rocks, that is called extensive igneous rocks. Okay, so at the same time, sometimes, isn't it, the molten magma, it is cooled down inside the earth itself, that is called intrusive igneous rocks. Okay, so that rocks again this inside intrusive igneous rocks is divided into two, that is the igneous rocks. Among this, that intrusive rocks are mostly contain crystals. Which rocks contain crystals? This intrusive igneous rocks. Okay, the deep seated rocks are called plutonic intrusive igneous rock. Plutonic rocks. Plutonic rocks meaning the molten magma. Sometimes it will cool down and form rocks the interior part of the earth or the inside the part of the earth. It won't come, the magma don't come the outside. So that type of the rock, very deeply cooled down and solidified rocks, is called plutonic rocks. And once formed in the less deep, not very deep, less deep, it is called kyboabyssal rocks. So these igneous rocks are first two types, extrusive and intrusive igneous rocks. Again these intrusive igneous rocks are classified into two, plutonic rocks and kyboabyssal rocks. Okay, next sedimentary rocks. Okay, already I told you that sedimentary rocks, it means are formed by the sediments derived and deposited by various agents. Various agents means wind or water. So it is derived, taken away and deposited by the agents. Okay, that is called sedimentary rocks. These sedimentary rocks have many layers or strata, many layers, otherwise strata. Strata means layer, which rocks contains many layers. This sedimentary rocks, it contain many layers. So it is a natural resources. Mainly it was that coal, oil, natural gases, everything we can from the sedimentary rocks. So these sedimentary rocks are the important sources of natural resources. The sedimentary rocks are the important sources of natural resources like coal, oil and natural gases. Okay, so the sedimentary rocks, the type of sedimentary rocks, it also again divided into three types, that is organic sedimentary rocks and mechanical sedimentary rocks and chemical sedimentary rocks. These are the three type of sedimentary rocks, isn't it? But if the mechanically it is disintegrated means broke up. Mechanical causes meaning that rock is called mechanical, okay, sedimentary rocks. But chemical changes, that is only precipitation and evaporation method. If that rock is formed, it is called the chemical sedimentary rocks. That organic sedimentary rocks, isn't it? Already I told these rocks are formed by the result of the decomposition or decade of death plants and animals. Okay, so that much only about sedimentary rocks. Then metaphormic rocks, already I told you. Metaphormic rocks means from these two type of rocks, igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks. It subject means undergo by the high temperature or high pressure. That is a two reason, because of high temperature or high pressure, these igneous rocks or the sedimentary rocks are integrated or broken into pieces. It form the shape also different, then it is a different type of rocks. It is not a igneous rocks or the sedimentary rocks. It is became another type. This type of rocks is called metaphormic rocks. Okay, so this mainly I told Taj Mahal is in a white marble, that is a metaphormic rocks. Then the changes of the rocks, it took place mainly caused by the temperature. Because of high temperature, the rocks broke down and it changed. It formed a metaphormic rock, meanings it is called thermal metaphormic rocks. Temperature thermal, okay, T. So temperature, because of high temperature, if the rocks formed, metaphormic rocks formed, means it is called that thermal metaphormic rocks. If that rock is formed by the high pressure, so that type of is called dynamic metaphormism. Dynamic metaphormism or dynamic metaphormism. Okay. So then that much only about the rocks, isn't it? What are the uses of rocks? The rocks are used for making cement, writing chalk, that making building materials, then making ornaments, decorate materials, beautiful statues, isn't it? They are making beautiful statues and they are prepared the kept articles also. These are the uses of rocks. So now we are going to learn about soil, isn't it? Already I told soil, we have studied, isn't it? The December 5th, that is called as we are celebrating as the soil day. That is very important. That is, soil are produced from the rocks. Soils are produced from the rocks through the process of weathering and natural erosion. Weathering and natural erosion. Weathering means broke down. Okay. So from these rocks only the soils are formed. Okay. So what are the factors help to weathering the rocks? That we learned about temperature change, wind, rainfall, pressure, chemical interaction and living organism also. Living organism also helping, the factors are helping to weathering the rocks or broke down the rocks, isn't it? So I told you the formation of soil is a short period. It is a continuous process. The formation of soil is a continuous process. Well prepared soil, if some soils it want well prepared soils, meanings that it take nearly 3000 years. Okay, well matured soil. If a well matured soil means it took nearly 3000 years. Okay, the formation. Then what are the components of the soils? The soils, it is organic matter, minerals, water and air. What are the four components of the soils? Organic matter, minerals, water and soil. So here that 45% of the minerals, 5% of organic materials and 25% of water and 25% of air. Okay, these are the components of the soil. Okay, so now what are the classification of soils? The soils are classified into what are the soils? It is alluvial soils, black soils, laterite soils, mountain soils, desert soil, red soil. These are the classification of soil. What are the classification of soil, or what are the type of soils? Alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil and desert soil. 6 types, isn't it? Among this alluvial soil, that is very rich soil, it is very fertile soil. All the food crops grow in this soil. Alluvial soil, it is best for the growing of wheat, rice, sugar cane and all other food crops. Okay, but this is black soil. That black soil is formed from the igneous rocks. It is suitable for the growing of cotton. Black soil is suitable or ideal, good for the growing of cotton. Then red soil. This soil contains iodine oxide, iron oxide. This red soil contains iron oxide, so it is look like a red in color. It is infertile soil. It is good for the growing of millet. Which soil is good for the suitable for the cultivation of millet? That red soil. It is infertile soil. Then laterite soil. This soil also less fertile only. This is also infertile soil. It is suitable for the growing of tea and coffee. Okay, then mountain soil. This soil is according to the height, altitude, that it is this character of the mountain soil is different from region to region. Okay, so next, desert soil or sandy soil. Isn't it? Is all of you know sandy or desert soils. It is also found in the desert regions. It is a infertile soil. This desert soil also infertile soil. Okay. Then what is soil erosion? What soil erosion is the removal or destruction of the top layer of the soil by natural forces and human activities. By natural forces and human activities. So maybe that natural forces means wind, air, earthquakes, everything, isn't it? So because of this, that soil is removed, the top layer of the soil is removed or restricted, destroyed. That soil is that method, this process is called soil erosion. Okay, that is it reduces the fertility of the soil, the top layer of the soil. That is very organic layer, isn't it? The first layer of that is organic layer. That is the very fertile layer of the soil, isn't it? If that fertile layer of the soil is removed by the natural agents or human activities, it became a infertile soil. So it reduces the fertility of the soil. Okay. Then soil conservation, or conservation means protection. What is soil conservation? Is the process of protecting the soil from soil erosion. From soil erosion, protecting the method or process is called soil conservation. Okay. Then the method, in what are the ways we can stop the soil erosion and protect or conserve the soil. That method practice for conserving the soil or afforestation. Afforestation means planting more trees, construction of dams, then crop rotations and terrace farming and drip farming. These are the methods to follow the conservation of soil or to protect the soil. Okay, that much. But then the layer of the soil, I already told you that the first layer of the soil is the organic layer or humus. Humus or organic layer, that is the first layer of the soil. Okay, it is more fertile soil. It is good for the growing of plants or anything. Okay, but then a top soil, it is the part of the top soil. Okay, and then evaluated layer, this layer, that next what will happen here, some interactions, chemical and mechanical interactions going, then it is changed, it little evaluated to the level of the soil, then B subsoil. This layer is reflects the chemical and physical alternation changes also. Okay, then the weathered parent rocks, see that meanings that broken parent rocks, the pieces of broken rocks. Then R means unweathered part of the bedrocks, unweathered, not broken, isn't it? That bedrocks, that is R. They are doing, these are the layers of the soil. Okay, so you can revise geography lesson 1, rocks and soil. Okay, next class we can revise history lesson 2. Okay, prepare for the midterm test. Okay, thank you.